This Maserati Granturismo Trofeo for the 2024 model year, brand new, has a discount now of almost $50,000. Let me explain why. What's good, guys? Welcome back to Ron's Rides. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video where, yes, we've gotten Maserati Granturismo Trofeos on the channel before, but not since the price drop. Remember, I posted a video, if you guys haven't seen it, about Maserati actually dropping on their website for Maserati USA, dropping the prices for the Granturismo Trofeo and Modena models. So, with that said, this is actually a lot cheaper than you think it is. I mean, it starts life at $205,000 before the options that are on this. After the options, it's way up there, but this is actually dropped on Maserati of St. Petersburg, their website, close to $50,000 in a price drop for this brand new Trofeo. So I'm gonna show this thing off to you guys, because if you're looking to get a Trofeo, you're not gonna get a better discount than this brand new off the lot. So with that said, let's show this thing off. Now again, big shout out to Maserati St. Petersburg here, showing off this Trofeo at such a great deal when it comes to the discount. Check the links in the description, guys, because you're gonna wanna check this thing out for yourselves and see if this is the perfect GT for your garage. Now at 53.3 inches in height, she's 77 inches in width, and the curb weight is 4,072 pounds. And the GT is pretty long, 115.3 for the wheelbase, and the length itself is 195.5 inches. Now looking at this bad boy from the front, very sinister with the spec, black with the black carbon fiber going throughout, looks so good. Let's talk about the front fascia, because we have the super wide grille, all right, going across with the chrome finishings, and then meeting in the middle is a level 2 ADAS Trident, which is big and thick and plastic because it has all the technology stored in there. Now we have the the vertical blades going across with the feed through, all right, so you can pass air through, help for cooling. Then we have on the bottom our front lip with the honeycomb grille, but it's a Fox grille down here. There's no airflow, just styling element when it comes to that. But when we come to the side here, then you'll notice, well, we have a couple of things like the carbon fiber side blade going across. We have another side blade here, and then we have the functional honeycomb grille right here. So it all looks fine and dandy. Now, you guys are wondering why I haven't mentioned the paint yet. I wanted to see, I'm still trying to figure it out. It says Nero Absoluto on the sticker, but it also says Nero Ribelle. We know Nero Ribelle for the previous model years for the paint, but Nero Absoluto is a newer color and it's specific to the Granturismo. So it's definitely black. It's definitely Nero. Not exactly sure if it's Absoluto or Ribelle. It looks Ribelle with the color. I mean, check out the sparkles. So I'm still trying to figure that out, but it looks more Ribelle if anything. Now you also see that the headlamps here are derived from the MC20 supercar, and it has the Easter eggs like the 3 pieces here, you know, to do Maserati kind of styling flavors, you know, with the portholes and stuff on the side and 3s, all that, you know, Maserati. The script right there on the eyelid there, and we also have a trident poking through there. We have our LEDs right here and our amber reflector with our full LED headlamp as well. We'll see all this illuminated a little bit later. Also in the hood, you will see that we have a concave hood with extra airflow because we have ventilation there. You guys probably can't see it that well, but that is actually a honeycomb grille and these nostrils for airflow to flow up. So then you put it all together and it gives you that sleek but aggressive style of the new GT top performer, the Trofeo. Now the side profile of this thing is dangerous. 20 and 21 inch Estado wheels where they are staggered in this dark finish. I love it. I love it with the calipers done in red, white script, Brembo brakes, drilled rotors, Pirelli P0 tires. I mean, this dark with aluminum looks so good. Obviously there's a little brake dust in there, but you guys can see that this is a pretty premium looking wheel. You can also tell that we're not necessarily sitting in our lowest ride height. This does have adjustable suspension, which is air suspension, so you can raise and lower this at your will. Where the Cofango hood ties off here, you can see that we have the Trofeo badge letting you know what model we are working with today, with the chrome and red look and the 3 portholes that are obviously functional because Maserati, right? Now, under the radar, you might not notice, but there is a big piece of carbon fiber along the side skirt here, going all the way down here, but it kind of goes under the radar against this black speck in Neo Rebelle or Neo Absoluto, whichever one they decide it is. Now you guys can also see coming along the side that on the C-pillar, we have the Trident with the red strike through. That means we have a high performing model like the Trofeo. We had these on Granturismo models as well back in the day, but the high performing Maseratis do get the red strike through when it comes to the Trident. And then obviously the gas cap or the fuel cap there, all tying it together with the shark fin antenna up front. I mean, yeah. So at the top, you will see that we have the Maserati script with the chrome piece going along, the dark chrome, to match the Maserati script. You can option out a carbon fiber spoiler at the top, which is why I say she's a little bit more sleek and elegant at the top, because she doesn't have the carbon fiber spoiler optioned out. I believe it's like $4,000. Don't quote me on that. But then we got the boomerang tails to go all the way through. It looks beautiful. Again, very sleek with the design. Looks like a Tron kind of style, you know, when it comes to futuristic and, you know, the striking lines. Now, with that, we'll have that illuminated shortly. You have the Gran Turismo badge, all right, going across here on the right-hand side. And then at the bottom, this is where I say she gets a little nasty, because check out the carbon fiber side blades around the chunky exhaust cladding here, going over the top of it with the rear deflectors, and then the quad exhaust tips, two on each side, both done in chrome with the shark fin diffuser to go along with it to add to that nastiness. And then again, coming over to the other side, you'll see the same thing when it comes to symmetry. And then you put it all together, and yes, she is a beast from the rear. Definitely matches the aggression in the front for sure. So what do you guys think? Do you like it without the carbon fiber spoiler and it looks a little bit more well-rounded, or do you like the spoiler on the back to give it even more flair and sportiness? I definitely want to know what you guys think when it comes to Trofeo and seeing it without the spoiler versus seeing it with it. Now, one of my favorite parts is lifting up this Cofango hood. Really cool to see that whole front end part lift up. Just gives it a little bit more style, a little bit more flair, and a little bit more wow factor. That little ooh and ah, you know, the party tricks. Now, what do we have under here? Twin turbo, 3-liter Nettuno engine with the F1 pre-chamber combustion technology. This is derived straight from the MC20, Maserati's own in-house engine. Now, paired with the 6-speed transmission, all-wheel drive, we're looking at a top, well, no, I don't want to say top speed yet, horsepower of 550, 487 pound-feet of torque. So what's that going to do for us? Well, that's going to get us from 0 to 60 in about 3.5 seconds at a Trofeo variant, and a top speed of just under 200, 199, but I bet you it does 200, I mean, easily. But 199 is what's on the spec sheet. Now, when it comes to fuel, this tank is about 18.5 gallons total, and you get around 333 miles of city cruising range with about 499 highway range. Now, total combined city and highway is 21 miles per gallon, 18 city, 27 highway, and obviously you got to put a premium juices in this thing in order to get the best out of it, right? Makes sense. So let's talk about the cargo, and I have the key fobs here for a reason. Obviously, you guys have seen these key fobs before, but if not, you can see that we have leather wrapped Trident on one side, aluminum around the sides, and then on the other side, we have our lock, unlock, our trunk release, and our panic button. Now, we do have a kick sensor on this, which is an option on the sticker. I'll show you guys, but just to show you that working, I'm going to show you that I'm holding the keys here and I'm not actually pressing the button to open it. I'm going to do a little swipe, and then you'll see the trunk open there. Now, 10.9 cubic feet of space. It's pretty deep. Does have a centerfold feed through as well. And you guys can see that we have some accessories back here, which you will also see in the sticker, like the car cover and the, what do you call it? The health kit, that thing, the first aid kit and stuff like that. So you will see the accessories there as well, but you can see this is pretty deep. And then underneath, there's not much. Just a false floor with the tow hook, tire inflate kit, all that stuff back there. So they keep it pretty simple when it comes to the trunk, but it gives you plenty of space because it's a Grand Tourer, right? So it's actually pretty practical when it comes down here. And then if you want to close it, well, you can use the kick sensor again and do the same thing I did to open it, or you can press this button here to just close it, press this button here to just lock it. We're just gonna close it up, and that's gonna sum up the cargo space in the back of the GT Trofeo. Of course, let there be light. We can see the illumination with the LED setup. We can also see the switchbacks between the amber and the bright white. You can also see the reflector over there has the 3 pieces illuminated right above the trident there. And then the headlamp itself doing its thing as well. Now also you guys will see in the mirror cap that amber, and then the tails in the back. I always say boomerang, more boomerang on the Grecale, but I like the way this looks here as well. Feels like a boomerang setup to me, but check out the tails doing that thing. It's just a beautiful car, guys, beautiful. We should probably hop in the driver's seat, right? Tech assistance package, comfort package, we got all the good stuff in here, and this is a beautiful place to be. As you guys can see, this door is like 20 feet long because obviously it's gonna cover a good chunk of the car, right? So it's a beautiful door with beautiful leather, stitching done in red, leather done in Nero. You can see the perforation and then the smooth touches for the leather here. It's really nice to have different patterns. You see 3D carbon fiber trim. That looks beautiful. Gloss black. The Sonos Fiber sound with the aluminum speakers. Look at how beautiful that looks, guys. Incredible. So then that gives you a whole idea of what our spec is going to look like in the inside. So before we get there, Maserati side still done in aluminum. The aluminum pedals down there for the gas pedal, brake pedal, and the dead pedal. And then obviously the beautiful seats, aluminum seat adjustments there. And then you can see the beautiful leather, all right, perforated with the chevron pattern going through it. And you can see done in Nero with the red stitching as well, with the trident done stitch as well. That's an option. So we'll go over all of that in just a moment. This is gonna be a great place to be sitting down in. So now we're gonna take a seat. We are greeted by the Trofeo illumination. As you will see, this is great, guys. Blue start-stop button for the Trofeo, flat bottom steering wheel, perforated leather on the sides. We have our drive mode selector, our insignia there. We have our menu controls here, driver assistance controls here. We also have our radio buttons on the back of each end, aluminum paddle shifters as well. What more can you ask for? The leather on the top of the dash going all throughout with the red stitching. Same across the glove box here. We have this kind of nice, I don't want to say wood, but it's like a, I don't know, a design is, I don't know. How'd you say that? What would you pronounce that as? Now you also have the Italian flag there, Granturismo badging as well. And then 3D carbon fiber in the central tunnel here, which is really cool. I love this. Cup holders. You can have 2 there, or if you need to fit the big size American cups, you can do that right there. Remove that partition there. You also have a wireless charger here. Have some extra storage under here as well. And then in this small glove box there, or not glove box, armrest for that department there, you have the USB-C, USB 2.0, key transmitter there in case your key battery dies, and your 12-volt DC there as well. Now, let's start it up so we can see more stuff come to life. First things first, foot on the brake, and you got the blue start-stop button for the Trofeo models. We'll start her up. There she goes. Now we're coming to life. The digital screens, 33 inches of screen real estate space in this car. Your digital dash here, your Uconnect system here, and then your comfort screen here. So we're gonna go over this briefly because I know we've done this before. Let me use the quick controls to turn that down a little bit so we don't get too much fan speed. So, oh, I hear radio. Let's mute that. All right, it's a learning curve, but make sure you guys check out my other videos where I do deep dives into these systems so you know exactly where to go when you need to do specific things. Specific things like put this into gear, park, reverse, natural, I'm thinking about alphas, neutral, drive, and manual right there. So those are the ways that you actually shift gears. Your gear selector, shall I say. Your drive mode selector is right here on the steering wheel where you can go between comfort mode, GT mode, sport mode, and Corsa, the most thrilling driving mode with launch control, turning off your traction, your driver assistance, all that stuff there. It's crazy. Our Uconnect 5 system with Maserati Intelligent Assistant. This is a flawless system. We've seen this in FCA Stellantis models for a while now. It's been, I think, probably like 5 years. So this system is pretty intuitive, pretty simple, pretty easy to use. I'm going through the screens very fast, but you can set up driver profiles, do the voice assistance and everything like that. We also have our surround view camera in here as well, so you can do that. Instead of putting it in actual reverse, you can see around the car, all that good stuff. Also, we have our comfort screen here with our hazard buttons, a way to turn this off. You can also have the clock here that will actually turn from a clock to a compass, to G meter pedals, or sorry, to pedals and to G meter right there as well, just by pressing these buttons here. You can also control your seating here as well for your manual modes, as far as your driver memories. You can also change the bolstering on the sides with the sport seats on both sides. Also, you have your lighting controls here, the way to turn them on, off, have them on auto. You also have your default defrosters here. You have your parking sensors here, start stop button, your lift to raise and lower the vehicle here as well. And you can turn your ESC off as well. Glove box opens by that button there. All right, we have our ambient lighting here as well, between neutral, cold, and warm. Now let's talk about this, because obviously we need to know what's going on here, right? Seems a little bit of overwhelming and a learning curve, but it's pretty easy when it comes down to it. Hands-free controls for your phones. All right, you have your menu controls here to where you can pull up your cluster view there, press up and down on the arrows to select different things like recent calls, head-up display, because we have the tech assistance package, and you can do a cluster layout. So if I hit OK here, go to the next page, and you can see I have classic, I have evolve, and I'm going to equip that so you guys can see what evolve looks. And then go back to cluster layout, and I have relaxed, and then you see what that looks like. So you know, you have your cluster layouts, you have the different ways you can add information inside those clusters. So let's actually go back, and we'll go to evolve, because that's one of my favorites, and then we'll go out of that, and then I'll hit this because it'll show the different information that I can browse through here. You can see that driver assistance, I have my tires, I have my radio, G meter, all that stuff. So you can put that and customize it there as well. It makes it very simple when it comes to this whole setup. So again, it's not too overwhelming. Driver assistance controls here for your cruise control, lane assist, all that stuff. They make it really, really easy for you guys. It just looks a little bit difficult when you first look at it. But yeah, overall, this interior is great. Obviously, I don't have too many gripes at all. I've said this before. This is a great place to be. I don't know what else I would be talking about when it comes to overall just any problems I have with it. You can see speakers all over the place, by the way. The Sonos Power speaker is also right here above us. You got so much in here, but that is an option we'll go over as well. As you guys can see, our dome lights, SOS here, our trunk release, all that stuff up here as well, and our home link for our garage door openers. But yeah, this interior is flawless, guys. Not much more else to say. Now I'm gonna do my best to attempt to get in the back of this. I've done it before a couple times, a little bit of a struggle, but this does fit 4 passengers, believe it or not, all right? So we're gonna raise the seat by pressing the trigger here, and it's gonna be an automated move to where you see it's slowly moving forward for me. So you guys can see that. And once it stops, I'm gonna maneuver myself in here, see what I can do. All right, so I'm in, not bad, right? Here's where it kind of gets a little tricky, because you pull that back and the seat's gonna come back. Let's just hope it stops. All right, so it stopped, and now I have plenty of room. Awesome. This worked out a lot better on the passenger side than the driver's side, but I've done it previously. So you guys can see this fits 4 comfortably. I'm about 6 foot, and I'm in here with tons of headroom, guys. And as you guys can see, I'm looking right over the top of this, and I'm still sitting very comfortably. It's not my head hitting the top of the Alcantara that you guys will see on the headliner. I have my creature comforts, like my HVAC vents, my 3D carbon fiber trim around my cup holders, my USB 2.0 and my USB-C plug-in, and then my leather-wrapped armrest here. But this is a good place to be with the Sonos Power sound system speaker right here on the other side of me. And obviously, I have the same naturally drilled leather seats, perforated leather there, done in black, sport bolsters, the stitching, the headrest, all that good stuff is here in the rear. And then you have our center feed through here. Pull this down, and it's a little gentle with it, because this actually comes right off, and then you get to your center feed through to the trunk. So again, it's a good place to be, and it's actually pretty decent when it comes to space back here. So I'm not mad. A GT doing GT things. Now here's the big shocker. We are having a discount on the new Trofeos, starting at $205 even. After options, $224,615. Now, $48,000 and some change is what you're getting off of this car from dealer incentives at Maserati St. Petersburg. That's going to give you your total price of $175,988. I'm not kidding you. Go online, check the link. That's the price of this after a 224,000 MSRP, $175,988 after the 48,000 plus. So now that you know that, moving forward, now you can see the options that you're getting for that steal, because keep in mind that the Modena model standard started at 174. And now you're getting all of this for 175 in the Trofeo that started at 205 with a 224. It's crazy. All right, but anyways, here we are. So you guys can see the options. We have a level 2 ADAS. That's your driver assistance at $4,500. We have our comfort package for the Trofeo at $1,070. We have our tech assistance package at $2,600. We have our high premium sound system, $4,000. Our wheels, $4,000. Our Stitch Trident, $700 for the headrest, and then the accessories that you can see, like the car cover and the charger, roadside kit, all that, $750. And that's after the $1,695 destination with the $300 preparation delivery. So yeah, guys, you're saving some money on this thing, 100%. Now, this is everything that comes standard on this model for the Trofeo, which is everything on the Modena plus more. So again, I mean, wow, it's insane. The 3D matte carbon fiber, all that stuff. I mean, the 20 and 21 inch staggered wheels. It's crazy how you get all this stuff standard, and then with the options here, and you still get away with highway robbery when it comes to that price. Make sure you guys zoom in, pause this, do whatever you need to do to make sure you see all the standard features. But again, this is insane for the Trofeo. Take advantage. So going all the way from $224,000 to $175,000, guys, you can't tell me this Trofeo isn't worth it. The bang for your buck is definitely there now when it comes to that price point. And I want to know what you guys think. Drop those comments down below. Are you copping something like this? The link is in the description, because if my pockets were deep enough, I'd be grabbing it myself. But with that said, what do you guys think about the new price of the Trofeo here at Maserati of St. Petersburg? Now, with that said, if you guys want to help further support the channel, check the links down in the description below. Make sure you guys check out everything else, like subscribe, click the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. And with that said, guys, we will see you in the next Ron's Rise video. Peace.